Back in Rosemont, day 2 of the Athletes Unlimited Championship season. We roll on, and it is Little League Day at Parkway Bank Sports Complex just outside Chicago. Plenty of fans ready to watch the pros. Another doubleheader today in Rosemont. We've got our 2 winning teams. They took 230 of a possible 240 win points yesterday. It's Team Romero taking on Team Denham in game 1 of our doubleheader. Alongside the 2-time All-American Amanda Scarborough, I'm Chucky Kempf. Well, the rookie theme continues. Yesterday, 2 really good debuts for Team Romero.
Yeah, just like we saw in the AUX season not too long ago in Wichita, the rookies stepping up their game. They have played fearlessly all throughout this summer, and it continued an opening day yesterday with Claire Davidson, an opposite field 2-run home run. I mean, look at the way that she goes down and gets this outside pitch. Oppo field power for Claire Davidson, who had 3 RBI in her first ever Athletes Unlimited game, a home run, a double. She was going off, but so was Lexi Kilfoyle in the circle for Team Romero. She threw a complete game, only gave up 1 run. It is so difficult in Athletes Unlimited to throw a complete game against these talented hitters because they're facing you, they're getting better at bats off of you, and Lexi Kilfoyle in her rookie debut, she did it and led to the win.
Just 3 total complete games all of last season, so Kilfoyle gets the first. Just 7 total runs yesterday in the 2 games combined. See if the lineups can get it going today. Delaney Wiz slots into the 5 spot for Team Romero and continues her hot hitting, an RBI single and some nice defensive plays. Got her MVP 3 yesterday, so helping her move up the leaderboard early in this championship season. Taylor McQuillan, 3 innings of relief yesterday to help close things out in a shutout for Team Denham, combining with the other Arizona Wildcat, Alyssa Denham, her captain. McQuillan gets the ball today in her 5th season out of Mission Viejo, California. The last 2 years have been her best here at Athletes Unlimited.
Just a pitcher that continues to get better, similar to her teammate Alyssa Denham, both coming from Arizona.
Wildcats in the circle, getting it done yesterday for Kenzie Fowler up here. The other Wildcat, as McQuillan misses with the first pitch. Haley McClenny, Sydney Romero, Sierra Romero to lead things off here in the first. Goes outside to McClenny as well. McClenny calling it quits after this season. It has been a long, historically good career for McClenny. Retired from international ball in Italy with Team USA at the WBSC World Cup Finals. Still going to be involved, certainly, though. Works full-time for Athletes Unlimited and also works as an analyst with us on SEC Network. Slaps that foul.
Yeah, just a couple of left-handed hitters in this Team Romero lineup. It's Haley McClenny, Claire Davidson, Kelsey Stewart-Hunter. That lefty-on-lefty matchup with Taylor McQuillan in the circle. She is the only left-handed pitcher in the league this season. She is unique and a rarity this season.
McClenny got a piece of that one into the concourse. Not that Taylor McQuillan wouldn't be a top pick in the weekly drafts, but just that fact that she is the only lefty, you would think that's a 1st round, 2nd round at the latest pick for any of these captains. Alyssa Denham took her with her first pick before she went to the bats with Lorenz and Wallace as McClenny goes down swinging. And let's take a look at Taylor McQuillan's arsenal.
Hi, my name is Taylor McQuillan. I'm a pitcher, and my favorite pitch to throw is a changeup because it throws off the timing of the batter.
Yeah, that changeup we'll likely see as this game goes on. The strikeout pitch that she just got McClenny on was a curveball that she'll throw to both sides of the plate. She can bring that pitch more up in the zone with her rise ball and also a screw, but that changeup, curveball on both sides of the plate combination is what sticks out to me about Taylor McQuillan. She can spin the heck out of the ball, though, from the left-hand side.
Up against Sydney Romero, the former Oklahoma Sooner, now assistant coach at Oregon under Missy Lombardi, who we talked to last night. It's a good first chair chat of the season. Good spot from McQuillan on the inside corner, strike two.
Yeah, it's that curveball that I was mentioning, and what makes her so special as a lefty with that curveball is that she'll throw it inside to righties, and she can throw it backdoor outside to the right-handed hitters too.
Romero stays alive. That one outside at 66 miles per hour from McQuillan. Didn't necessarily want that, but fouls it back, still 1-2. Sydney, first-time captain and off to a really good start. 5-1 winners last night over Team Alexander. Took us 3 batters in game 2 to get our first run of the game. It took 5.5 innings in game 1 to get our one and only run of that one.
That's why I love this game. You never know what you're gonna get. Every game brings a little something different. I'm sure we'll see some rule pop up with the umpires that we've never seen before, and we'll have to figure it out, but every game gives you something different.
Just misses to Romero, trying to give them a base runner early in this game.
That last pitch just missed.
Romero, oh, that was a unique chance for Sydney Romero right there to catch your own foul ball.
That'll loosen you up when you're at bat a little bit.
It's her first error of the season. Three-two, nice at bat there from Sydney Romero. It's 10 points for her on the walk. She's off to a great start. If you aren't familiar with the Athletes Unlimited structure, we've got 60 players here divided up into 4 teams. Those teams are drafted every Monday at the conclusion of the series. 5 total series, 30 total games, and it's all about the leaderboard. Who can climb up to the top spot by the end of week 5? I mentioned that walk for Sydney Romero was worth 10 points. You can get points in 3 different ways: wins, stat points, and MVP points, which are voted for by the players after every game. From Sydney Romero to Sierra Romero, who was taken in the 3rd round by her sister. I don't know, you think that's high enough for family? She was the first hitter that Sydney took. She took Kilfoyle, then Rachel Garcia, and her sister, Sierra.
Yeah, they're sisters, they're best friends. They play middle infield together.
One-two.
They hadn't played together on the same team before playing professionally together since Sydney was a freshman in high school and Sierra was a senior. That was all the way back in 2012. 12 years ago.
How unlucky were you if you were in high school at that time having to play against that team, especially as a pitcher? No, thank you.
Well, and Taylor Edwards, who was on deck, went to their high school too. So Sierra and Taylor Edwards played together in high school. Sydney told me that fun fact earlier today. There she is.
Taylor and her twin sister Tatum, of course, starred at Nebraska.
After that strikeout to Haley McClenny, I like these at-bats that the Romero sisters are putting together, seeing a lot of pitches. Sydney saw a lot of pitches to draw that walk, and now Sierra seeing a lot of pitches too. 22 pitches in, still just 1 out.
Another foul ball. McQuillan last night came in for Denham, who was just rolling. We were kind of wondering, okay, the right move, yes, no, and it worked out really well. McQuillan got out of a couple tough spots She is just unfazed in the circle, though. Romero into left field and easily grabbed by Lorenz for the second out.
Next up, the catcher.
It's a great at-bat by Sierra Romero, but Taylor McQuillan garnered MVP points last night for her relief outing, coming in for relief of Alyssa Denham. She looked really good. Arizona Wildcat, followed by an Arizona Wildcat, being able to spin the ball on both sides of the plate, create some miss hits, some not great barrel contact there.
Edwards underneath the first pitch, and that was much quicker than the first few at-bats. Edwards saw something she liked, but McQuillan wins the battle. It's a 0 in the top of the first. Nothing doing in the top of the first for Team Romero. Team Denham coming to the plate, chance to get some inning win points. They didn't get them until the 6th, but they ended up with a clean sweep against Team Svekis thanks to Kelsey Harshman's solo shot.
I mean, you talk about clutch. I was glued into this game coming down into the end to the 6th inning, and Harshman steps up, game-winning solo home run. How many points did you come up with that swing was worth?
220.
Oh my gosh. Wow. You just don't see that very often. That's a huge swing by Harshman, who's going to hit in the 3 spot today behind Lorenz and Wallace. Tori Vidalis will hit in that cleanup spot. That's a tough 1, 2, 3, 4 in this Team Denham lineup.
And we'll see Rachel Garcia, her 2024 pitching debut in her 3rd season out of Palmdale, California. The superstar out of UCLA, former National Pitcher of the Year, National Freshman of the Year. She has a 3.04 career ERA and 170 and 2/3 innings pitched of her pro career. Didn't throw a ton, just 3 innings at the WBSC Softball World Cup in Italy for Team USA. So excited to see Rachel today make her debut. Jumps ahead 0-2.
Just been so consistent in her career that when she enters the circle to start a game, you know what you're going to get from her. She brings the same mentality and really the same physical stuff too. It seems like day in and day out with her curveball, her rise. She'll mix in a changeup in there as well.
Two just misses. That's 67 from Rachel as she starts to get ramped up a little bit. Working against Amanda Lorenz. Lorenz fights off another pitch. The first of back-to-back Gators to lead off this order for Alyssa Denham. No surprise, but another windy day here in Rosemont. Much straight across from right to left. Another foul ball from Lorenz. And there it is, and probably pretty even pitcher hitter right now. Maybe helping the hitter a little bit if you can get something down the left field line. 1-2, and we're getting warmer on the foul ball. I want one so bad.
Wait, wasn't it last summer that one pretty much snuck in here through the window? Or?
I wasn't here, so I wish. Did you catch it?
No.
Have you ever caught one anywhere, like as a spectator or anything?
No.
Okay.
Have you?
No. I think I dropped one once. That's my goal for this season. Clark at the wall! Mackenzie Clark! She is spectacular!
thought off the bat that she wasn't even going to have a chance. And then look at her climb the wall. This is getting still a round of applause from the fans. She pushes off with her right hand at the top of the fence to be able to extend even further. And how it stayed in her glove, I don't know, because it looked like it was kind of rolling around and she was in an awkward position where she couldn't squeeze the glove. Wow, Mackenzie Clark, another web gem.
And another great catch.
And another great catch in the stands. As a pitcher, you're seeing that catch and tipping your hat to your left fielder there.
She's so good.
So good, so athletic.
We saw it on opening night in Wichita. Nadia Taylor hit just a rocket into right center field. Clark tracked it down. Incredible leaping ability, and then when you see her moving in the gaps in the outfield, it looks like she's gliding. Like when she takes a step, it looks like it just goes an extra foot or two.
Well, and the catch on its own is amazing, but you think about who was up to bat. Amanda Lorenz, a leadoff hitter. She's putting together such a quality at bat against Rachel Garcia. I mean, that was a big out in the entire scheme of the inning and maybe even the game. When Amanda Lorenz is up to bat, you want to be able to get that out if she presents it to you.
There was an addition this year, too, to the scoring system where now there's individual game defensive MVPs. It doesn't get awarded in every single game. At least 50% of the players have to vote for it, but I would imagine Mackenzie Clark might have wrapped that one up, and it's worth 20 points on the leaderboard. There's Romero at shortstop. Had one last night that was hit a little bit harder than that, but still a nice play, and there's two away.
Second baseman, number 10, Harshman.
Hit more off the end of the bat, it seemed, but still a hard hit by Skylar Wallace right towards Sydney Romero. We'll take it. 2 up, 2 down.
And now Harshman, the hero from last night for Team Denham. Swinging first pitch, McClenny on it. 1-2-3 for Rachel Garcia in her 2024 debut, and it's zeros for the pitchers in the first inning. Another pitcher's duel maybe brewing. Hey, that's a pretty good catch, wasn't it?
It was an amazing catch by Mackenzie Clark in left field, scaling the wall, full extension, and somehow that ball stayed in her glove. She is an amazing athlete.
Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball is fueled by Gatorade. Some shots from day one. Jade Hewitt and her team always on it. We got the veterans, we've got the rookies, we've got the team celebration pictures. Team Romero, big winners last night, as well as Team Denham, and already some rollover inning points here as we go to the second. 0-0, no hits. One walk in the game for Team Romero in the first inning, but nothing coming from it. Taylor McQuillan back out for her second inning of work. We saw Denham and McQuillan last night. They also have Sarah Willis and Valerie Cagle on that pitching staff. Delaney Wiz, 5'6'7", coming up for Team Romero. Wiz watches strike one. Delaney, a first-time medalist at Athletes Unlimited in Wichita at AUX, placed third, and a lot of that came on that final day. She made a really nice charge up the leaderboard. Had a stretch of 3 straight games with a home run toward the end of that condensed AUX season.
I feel like Delaney Wiz just continues to impress and surprise people, maybe a bit underrated. But the home run power comes, and it comes in big times.
I think underrated's probably accurate. She came on, this is year 2 for her. Has steadily climbed up the draft board because of her bat, and has a nice glove over at third base. This time they do retire her. Let's go down to Savannah with more on Team Romero.
Throughout the week, as Sydney Romero began to establish an identity of this team, there was a word that just kept coming up, and it was settle. She talked with them about how it can be easy to come out here and get caught up in the moment, the points, the leaderboard. And all week long throughout practice, she just kept reminding them, let's remember who we are as athletes. Let's remember who we've put together as a team. And coming off of yesterday's win, where they just kept chipping away, kept staying in the game, inning after inning, as there were a lot of zeros on the board, she was so pleased to see how this team embraced settling, just being able to step into a game, be calm, be confident in their abilities, and that they were going to have a moment where someone came through despite pitchers kind of dominating the day. And that's exactly what she saw from the squad that she established at the draft on Monday.
Yeah, 6 first-year Athletes Unlimited players. When she talks about, don't worry about the leaderboard, trying to make sure they understand that this is the same game still. It has to be done as a team if you do want to climb the leaderboard, have to win.
And Sydney is just kind of a settling, calming presence just on her own. So no surprise to me at all that she would use that word to reinforce that word or that theme to the rest of her team for this weekend.
Claire Davidson has been quite the pickup for her in the draft, and I would guess Davidson's draft stock will increase in week 2. Watches that pitch outside, ball 3. A double and a home run last night in her professional debut. First season from Alexandria, Virginia. Played her college ball at Duke. Swings through it. McQuillan, nice pitch up and in for out number 2.
That really is such a good location for Taylor McQuillan, up and in on the hands of Claire Davidson. Wow, we're just able to tie up her hands.
Last chance in the second, Kelsey Stewart-Hunter. Talked about the Gators on the other side with Wallace and Lorenz. Romero's got Alicia Ocasio and Kelsey Stewart-Hunter on her side.
I feel like there are a lot of Gators and a lot of Bruins.
UCLA leads the way, 6 of them here in Rosemont. That is the most by any school. Florida's up there, though, Oklahoma. 1-1 inside.
Just living on the edges on both sides of the plate. She got that strikeout from Claire Davidson up and in. She throws that pitch to Kelsey Stewart-Hunter hard inside, probably to set up the outside corner here. Or go to an off-speed pitch like that in a hitter's count. But that's what has made Taylor McQuillan and Alyssa Denham so good, is their ability to mix speeds, not live on one side of the plate. Mariah Masson as well, she comes to mind.
Got Stewart-Hunter to swing through that pitch and make it a full count. A lot of the players brought their dogs to Rosemont because they'll be here for over a month. Taylor McQuillan has a little bulldog. I'm just wondering, like, do you leave the TV on so he can watch back at the hotel here?
I would say yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good question to ask if and when we run into her. I met Ace last night, Alyssa Denham's 5-month-old Aussie doodle puppy. So sweet.
Yeah, they're, I'm loving all the dogs here in Rosemont as Stewart-Hunter walks, 10 points for her. Keeps the inning alive now for Rachel Garcia. You just never know with 2 outs and the dangerous bats in all of these lineups. Now Garcia gets an opportunity. Sachel Palacios and Taylor McQuillan having a conversation right there. That's 2 members of Team Mexico from the Tokyo Olympics. Tori Vidalis also a part of that team over at first base. First pitch to Garcia. Outside, ball 1. Rachel 0 for 2 at the plate last night with a walk and a strikeout.
Yeah, you guys were talking about coming into this season, potential favorites of who could win it. I think that Rachel Garcia needs to be in that conversation, because she's not just going to rack up the points in the circle. She could do it at the plate, and she can catch fire quickly at the plate like we've seen in past seasons.
How's that straight back 1-2? I think what's interesting too is when you look at the winners, it doesn't necessarily follow a trend. Like, there's players who have been really consistent and have finished high, like Odyssey Alexander winning last year. You might not necessarily have seen that based on her previous finishes. It's just kind of all these factors have to come together, and I think all of these players are capable. You got to play well, you got to be on good teams, you got to get a little lucky.
Luck always is a part, I think, at every level to win a championship. Team championship, an individual championship here, but it does come down, Chucky, as you know, to winning. Winning the innings, winning the games.
There it is, McQuillan, her third strikeout, gets Garcia looking to put up another 0. 20-inning win points on the line in the bottom half.
Backdoor curveball for Taylor McQuillan to get Rachel Garcia. You see that fist pump. These athletes want to get out to a good start opening weekend.
Diving catch out there, Mackenzie Clark. Welcome to the pros, and a double play to top it off.
To strip away a hit, a base hit, especially like an important moment of the game. I mean, just a complete energy shifter. I mean, you can't ask for anything better in that moment. And just, I love celebrating with our pitchers after the fact and just cracking it up with them. But honestly, there's nothing better.
Like that phrase, energy shifter. That's what Mackenzie Clark is able to do out in the outfield. She becomes an energy shifter herself, like back in the first inning, leading off the game. Amanda Lorenz is off of her bat. Is going to be a tough play, but Mackenzie Clark goes up and gets it. I'm always going to remember that, energy shifter. That's what Mackenzie Clark is.
She is always bringing the energy. Great athlete, played basketball in high school. Her mom was a college volleyball player. Helping out her pitcher, Rachel Garcia, who will start 4, 5, 6 after going 1, 2, 3, all in the air in that first inning. A fly out and 2 lineouts. Now faces Vidalis, Piancastelli, and Koffel here in the second. Big chance for both of these teams. Talked about them taking 230 of a possible 240 from their games combined last night as far as win points go. The winner of this game, you'll see the top of the leaderboard decorated with that color. And it will be hard to chase them down on the final day of Series 1. Lexi Kilfoyle, the rookie, on top right now. 2 purples and two oranges up there. Harshman, McQuillan, Davidson, Denham in the top 5. Slow roller for Tori Vidalis. Romero handles it for out number 1.
The right fielder, number 34, Erica Piancastelli.
Sydney Romero did a good job with this. It looked like live that she kind of mishandled it, but she's just so smooth. Watch this kind of roll up her glove, but she's still able to get a good grip and throw it. Totally played that off. Like, no big deal.
I thought live she actually just barehanded it. That one it did kind of hit her glove, but I was with you. I thought, okay, what just happened there? Erica Piancastelli, longtime member of the Italian national team. Finished 4th in the inaugural season back in 2020. A career .292 hitter, 16 home runs. This is from Garcia, 2-1. Popped up, Edwards has it, 2 outs. Asked Kenzie Fowler this last night, and that wasn't a 1-pitch out, but you taking a strikeout or 1 pitch, 1 out?
1 pitch, 1 out.
Okay. Would you have said that in college? Or are you taking a K?
Ooh.
You're a vet now, like you get the grind now.
I think I probably would have said strikeout in
I
college.
think. Aaron Koffel watches strike 1 from Rachel Garcia. First time they've faced each other as pros. Koffel out of Kentucky. We've got 2 of the best ever to play at the University of Kentucky. Kayla Kowalik and Aaron Koffel. We'll see Kowalik in game 2. She's a member of Team Alexander this week. Both of them went with Team USA to the Japan All-Star Series in early July. Rachel Lawson, a member of that coaching staff, as an assistant, their former head coach at Kentucky. Ooh, inside, and that got Koffel. 8 points on the hit by pitch.
Player, number 41, Jordan Roberts.
Yes. Gets her, but not too badly. No, it's not going to hurt as bad as some might.
Yeah, you don't want to take one from Rachel Garcia solidly, or else you'll have a little tattoo for a while before that goes away. Jordan Roberts lets that pitch go upstairs.
Because she throws with such good velocity. She's one of the hardest throwers in the league. Rachel Garcia is. Pump it up to 70.
One of the hardest hitters, too. I mean, we had the exit velo a couple years ago on her, low 80s consistently.
Because she's just so strong.
Former #1 pick in the Athletes Unlimited draft in 2021. Debuted, though, in 2022 in San Diego as Roberts lofts it out for McClenny. And that's going to do it. Hit by pitch to break up the 1-2-3, but back-to-back zeros for both teams.
The purple of Team Romero, the orange of Team Denham.
0-0, Team Romero and Team Denham. 30 rollover inning points on the line here between these two. We saw this last night. Team Denham really came through late. It was Kelsey Harshman with that solo home run that was huge to win the game on the points for the leaderboard, everything. Outstanding career at Wisconsin, comes from an athletic family. Mom played softball for the Canadian national team. She plays softball for the Canadian national team. In her 5th season from Tucson, Arizona. We've got Kelsey mic'd up on the field, last night's hero. Quite the start. How you feeling on day 2 now?
Feel great. I mean, does this not feel like yesterday? It's giving yesterday, so.
It worked out for you guys yesterday, so I feel like you should feel pretty good about this. What would you say about this team? How would you describe kind of the energy that you guys have going this week?
Denham picked a great team. We're just, there's, actually we noticed yesterday during the player ceremony how many 5th season peeps are on this team, and so there's a lot of familiarity with the team, and then we've got some familiarity with some of the rookies, so it's been a blast. Good vibes. Yeah, Tay, babe. Good vibes always, especially on Team Denham. Liz is probably like one of the most chill captains ever, which is why it's so easy to play for her and behind her when she's out there on the mound.
KJ, what did you do coming into season to prepare for the season, to put yourself in a position to feel confident, to hit that home run like you did last night?
Well, I would definitely like to say I you know, I get lucky. I get to play with Team Canada before coming into AU, and so being around, being around, you know, a team environment is just, it's so thrilling. It makes the game so much more fun. It's easier to compete, easier to, you know, want to continue to better your game, and so being with them before coming here is really the cherry on top of like coming here and finishing off the softball summer for sure.
And speaking of the...
Yeah, baby. Ooh. That's all right. Yeah, I'm here if you need.
Are you talking to me or are you talking to your teammates?
I was talking to Amanda. Yeah, we're good.
I'm just kidding.
Which Amanda?
Right? Yeah, which Amanda? Speaking of the Canadian team, you said that Kaylee Rafter, who is your teammate and now national team coach, is a huge reason why you're still playing softball at a high level. Why is that?
Oh, you cut out. I'm assuming you asked why Rafter? Yeah, why Rafter's so great.
Yeah.
And she's definitely one of the best oh yeah, inside Sash, inside. Yeah, good job, Sash. Good job, Tay. Great job. Yeah, babe. Yeah. Here we go, Stone. Sorry, Rafter. Oh man, I could go on and on about Rafter, playing with her for the first 5 years of my career on Team Canada. Just is so eye-opening the way she thinks about softball, plays softball, and just like the little things that she puts in to the game and now instills in us as players, as our coach. Really makes, God, I am out of breath. This is embarrassing. All I did was run over for a bunt. No, she makes it easy. She lays it out for us. She's a great leader. I couldn't be more excited to continue to wear, heads up, to wear the leaf with her kind of leading us. And, you know, we've got a good amount of rollover teammates from the Tokyo year, and so it makes it fun. We've got some familiarity. I keep saying that word. I just must really like a lot of people, so.
Hey, we heard the communication on the bunt a second ago. Like, who's your first go-to when you get drafted on a team? Is there a position, like, you know you're probably going to be at second base? Is there somebody you go to?
Oh, right in the air. Yep. No tag. Yeah, Sky, tons of time.
Kind of when the week gets started to figure some things out?
Yeah, I mean, it all starts in the circle for sure. Like, you got to have someone who can just, you know, be confident in the circle and know that they're going to make good pitches and you're going to play good defense behind them. I would be lying if I said I didn't, you know, immediately look to my right to see who is playing shortstop, and getting to play with Skylar this week. I mean, she is she's definitely familiar in the college softball game, so it's been, oh, damn it.
Ooh, just ahead of the throw.
That's all right. That's all right. You're good, Tay. Here we go.
Sierra Romero just being aggressive. It did just sneak through there, right past Taylor McQuillan, up the middle of the field, and a great throw by Morgan Zirkle, but it's just all the speed of Mackenzie Clark to get in there just before Palacios went for the swipe tag. She can fly, Chucky, my goodness.
Taylor Edwards against Taylor McQuillan. We got Kelsey Harshman live in the field this inning. Kelsey, toughest pitcher for you in the league to face?
Can't say that on the air.
What? Oh my goodness.
I can't, I won't lie. The pitchers on my team this week, it feels good to know that they're on my team. You know, I got to give a little shout out to Tay, you know, being the only lefty in the league. It's fun, the lefty-lefty matchup, and I don't know how much it actually plays into a thing in softball, but when I'm in the box and there's a left-handed pitcher on, I definitely feel it. I feel the difference. You're looking at a completely different, hip than we're normally looking at, so no, they're all good. Everyone's great here. No one's like fun to hit. I don't say I wake up and I'm like, yes, I get to hit off her today. I can't wait for her to throw me this pitch.
Well, we think you're great. So thanks for taking the time to chat with us during this inning. We know there's a lot going on. We're just going to listen in to how you communicate with your teammates out on the field for the rest of this inning. Thanks, KJ, for being with us.
Yeah, thank you guys. Go Orange. Yeah, Tay, here we go. Oh, yeah. Tori. I can't see it. Can you see it? Okay, good. Okay.
That'll do it. Kelsey Harshman mic'd up for us in the top of the third, and work to do for Team Denham. Those 30-inning win points, they need at least a run. 1-0, but could be a big run for Team Romero here in the third inning, trying to pick up those first win points of the game with 30 of them on the line after zeros in the first 2 innings. The AU Pro Sports Shop is now on Instagram. It's the best way to stay up to date on new arrivals, limited edition items, and our exclusive merch offering. Head to @AU Pro Shop to follow and connect. I'm getting too old for social media reads now, apparently.
There's so much good AU merch. They do a great job with that.
A lot of people rocking the AU brand here at the ballpark. Another great crowd on day 2 of this championship season. 8-9-1 coming up here for Team Denham. Alyssa Denham has a 10-game winning streak on the line today. The record is 11, set by Odyssey Alexander last year. And it's just them being on the winning team that many times in a row. So Denham needs some help here from the offense, as that's right at Mackenzie Clark. Sachel Palacios is retired on 1 pitch.
There's a great crowd at the ballpark today, even down the lines in the fan areas, even outside the bleachers. Get to be right behind the bullpens, which I think is so cool, because you could literally be like 5 feet away for the pitcher warming up and get to see how hard they throw, how hard they warm up. They'll probably interact with you a little bit because they're all nice humans. If you ask them a question or something, I bet they'd answer it.
I saw Lexi Kilfoyle talking to some young players behind the net before the game started.
Well, it's Little League Day today, right? So a lot of Little Leaguers running around the field.
Ready for Greenville?
I'm ready for Greenville. We had a great regional in Waco. It was regional week for Little League softball that just finished up yesterday with championship games on ESPN all day yesterday. So the field is set. The tickets are punched. Greenville around the corner starting August 4th.
Pro games on August 7th there. Athletes Unlimited hits the road the 2nd year in a row. The pros will go up there. That was an awesome event last year.
I love that partnership, and getting to see the pros watch the Little Leaguers at the World Series, and then watch the Little Leaguers watch the pros, where they play that doubleheader at ECU's campus.
Bottom of the order is Morgan Zirkle. Got to feel good with Zirkle down there in her 5th season. Has played in every single Athletes Unlimited season over the last 5 years. That's 3 of the condensed AUX seasons, and now her 5th championship. That one goes under Romero's glove. It's going to be extra bases for Zirkle. 20 points on the double here with 1 out.
Left fielder, number 23.
That ball was hit hard coming off the bat, too. Tough play for Sydney Romero, but Morgan Zirkle let that pitch get deep and is able to drive it past Sydney Romero all the way to the fence for extra bases. And now you have speed at second base trying to tie up this inning.
Back to the top of the order. Lorenz gets into this one, deep to right field. Lorenz is first of the season. A 2-run shot, and that gives Team Denham the inning win points. It's a 70-pointer for Amanda Lorenz.
Well, why tie up the inning when you can win the inning? On one swing, swinging early in the count. In fact, the RBIs that we've seen in this game have all been on the first pitch. This is a curveball, and Amanda Lorenz looks like she is just looking for something in, gets all of it, gets her barrel out in front of that pitch, and she just knew it off the bat. A no-doubter to right field. It stays fair, and Amanda Lorenz is thinking, okay, I got to keep the ball away from Mackenzie Clark out in left field, so she turns on a curveball and hits it out of here where nobody can make a play.
240 feet, 77 miles per hour off the bat of Amanda Lorenz for her first of the year.
It's a way to answer back if you're Team Denham. Team Romero scores in the top half of the inning, and then you come right back.
That's That's hit up the middle. Base hit for Skylar Wallace this time. That's Wallace's first career hit. Savannah has Amanda Lorenz in the dugout.
Okay, Amanda, you were talking about how you felt like you had upset the softball gods. What got corrected in that at bat?
I think finally just finding some place that someone wasn't. They can't defend over the fence. So just put a good swing on a good pitch, and finally it fell.
Hey, that'll do it. All's right in the world now.
Yes, exactly. I said a prayer to the softball gods, and they listened. Thank God.
Thanks, Amanda.
Thank you.
Yeah, nobody's out there. A fan ran that down, I'm sure.
Just a no doubter off of her bat and wasting no time, too. First pitch of the AB.
Alyssa Denham's #1 pick started in the circle for today. Taylor McQuillan, her #2 pick, Amanda Lorenz, just gave him the lead. Skylar Wallace is her 3rd pick. She's trying to get the rally restarted here with 1 out on first base. Harshman won it last night. That pitch hits the outside corner for a strike.
And this is a time in the order, too, where Rachel Garcia faces 4 left-handed hitters in a row. Circle, Lorenz, Wallace, and now Harshman.
Two-1 from Garcia. Pitch 40 for her coming. That misses 3-1. How aggressive do you think Skylar Wallace will be on the base paths this year?
Ooh, good question. I think she may try to ease into things as she gets more and more comfortable. She has that speed. She gets good jumps. But as a rookie, let's see.
She might have been running right there, but
Yeah.
it gets popped up, so she heads back to first.
She definitely was running. That fly ball was, or that pop fly was so high that she was able to get back easily. But man, she's fast. Even trying to get back there, she throws on the brakes and then gets back like an agility drill out there.
She stole 30 bases in that 2023 season where she won NFCA National Player of the Year. Hit 19 home runs that year, too.
It's just that combination of both power and speed that she has. And incredibly impressive, plus such a good eye at the plate.
Has a massive following. Tori Vidalis hits this into right field. Davidson has it for out number 3. Oh, we got our runs in the 3rd from both teams.
Yeah, Team Denham able to answer back after Morgan Zirkle gets herself on second base with a double. It's Amanda Lorenz, first pitch, 2-run home run for Lorenz.
Back in Rosemont, 30-inning win points for everybody on Team Denham after they answered in the bottom of the 3rd with that 2-run home run from Amanda Lorenz. Taylor McQuillan's day is done after 3 innings of work, and we have our debut for the rookie out of Clemson, Valerie Cagle, in her first season from Yorktown, Virginia, the 2023 USA Softball Player of the Year. That incredible season, 25 wins with a 1.56 ERA. She can swing it too, but this is an exciting debut right here.
Yeah, it is. Pumped to see her pitch today. She can swing it too. She hits left-handed for some power. Pitching-wise, she throws hard, down in the zone with the drop ball. She'll spin a rise ball. It's a little bit off speed too. Comes from Virginia, of course, as mentioned, played at Clemson.
She helped lift that Clemson program to a very high mark early in its life. It's part of the first team in 2020 that competed. That was a shortened season, and then the last 4 years as a member of that Tiger program. 1-1 count. Her first batter she will face is Delaney Wiz.
these rookies have an advantage because none of these hitters have seen them compared to the vets who have been here anywhere between 3 and 5 years that they've faced them.
Cagle just misses 3 and 1. Whiz ground ball, hard hit. Wallace has it, and there's 1 out for Cagle. Well, we've got the starting pitcher, Taylor McQuillan, in there for a chair chat. Taylor, thanks for joining us. We've been talking about you over the last couple seasons, AUX, last championship season, and now off to a great start here. How good you've been. It's been some of your best years statistically. How do you feel in the circle? Has something changed for you?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like I'm getting older, and nothing much is going to change with me and who I am as a pitcher. So what I've really been working on in the off season before even AUX was just my mental game, how to understand the differences in effective velocity and how it works best for me. And then also just knowing, like, I've been competing here for 4 years. This is my 5th season. So being able to just come in and be me and be versatile, and it's also nice being the only lefty here. It's kind of sad now, but it's nice having a lot of righties here that I can use to pair off myself with. And so just working with a bunch of different catchers, understanding who I am as a pitcher, and then working on my mental game and softball IQ has been the huge part of the off season for me this year coming into the season.
Yeah, Taylor, is there anything that stands out? You mentioned it a couple of times about your mental game. Is there anything specifically that you've done or somebody that you've spoken with to work on that?
Actually, I got really into, my brother is really big into Perry Husband and effective velocity, and he has watched podcast after YouTube video, after a bunch of different videos and books on him. And so I really enjoyed listening to his podcasts, and I ended up buying all of his books, and I just sat there and read them all and highlighted them and circled them, studied what I needed to, and truly like matched it to who I am as a pitcher and how it's best going to work for me, but then also how to teach the younger girls that I've been working with in the off season. It's worked to my advantage, I feel like, because I'm learning about different pitchers and different sides of the game in the aspect that I didn't really truly understand until this off season. But other than that, mentally is just keeping the same confidence that I've continued to build year after year and just trusting the process. I mean, I think Natasha Watley said it best when they announced AUSL, but just being able to work through, these are our prime years. And so being in my late 20s now, I'm buying into the fact that this is my prime, that I'm only going to get better in this moment here, and then being able to carry that into every game that I have a chance to compete in.
That's great stuff, Taylor. I've got to ask you before we let you go, a lot of dogs here in Rosemont. I kind of met your bulldog the other day, but give us a name, and then did you leave the TV on at the hotel so he could watch?
Yes, I did. So I have an English bulldog. He is 10 months. His name is Brew. He loves to watch Disney Channel or Nickelodeon, Nick Jr., anything that is like a kid show. He loves listening to it and is totally bought into it. He sits in his playpen and lays down, sleeps for majority of it, and then occasionally sits up to watch the TV. But he's rocking in the hotel right now. He's doing good adapting, and he's just as excited to be here as I am this season.
Very nice. Well, you can go back and tell him it was another successful day for you. Thanks for the time, Taylor.
Yeah, thank you so much, you guys.
Oh my gosh, I love it. She's mentioning Perry Husband. I will admit, Perry and I have messaged back and forth on Twitter a little bit about effective velocity. He's the one that came up with it, very passionate about it. A lot of the college teams and pitching coaches are using that now. Here are the strikeouts from Taylor McQuillan. She had 3. First one was on her curveball to get Haley McClinney, and then went up in the zone with her rise, and then a backdoor curveball away from Rachel Garcia. So 3 different pitch locations there for the 3 strikeouts that Taylor McQuillan had coming from that left-hand side. Great conversation with her. She's amazing.
Sure, a great resource for somebody like Valerie Cagle, too, as a rookie pitcher. It's really a good spot for Cagle and Sarah Willis, for that matter, that rounds out this Team Denham roster, to have Alyssa Denham and Taylor McQuillan to work with your first week. 2 players who have had a high level of success at Athletes Unlimited. Stuart Hunter goes down swinging. Kegel's first career strikeout.
Yeah, and it's going to come on that off-speed rise ball. So when she throws her rise ball, she is more so just focusing on putting more spin on it, not as much speed on it. So that's an off-speed pitch that has absolutely fooled Kelsey Stuart Hunter. That is such a good pitch, the best one that she's thrown.
This is 2 National Player of the Years right here in the circle and at the plate between Garcia and Kegel. Garcia jumps ahead 2-0. It's a visit now from Sachel Palacios, the veteran catcher from Arizona State.
It's so cool to watch Valerie Kegel mix her speeds and pitches too, because she'll ramp it up to 69, 70, 71 miles an hour with her drop ball that she'll throw down in the zone. But then you'll see that off-speed rise ball that she'll work in there, and it gives a nice north and south mix, but of 2 different speeds. Another version of effective velocity is throwing that rise ball at a slower speed, more up in the zone where you think it's going to come in faster, and it's actually, she kind of pulls a string on it a bit.
Kegel, the first pick in the college draft, gets Garcia to swing through it. Let's go down to Savannah.
Coming into today, Alyssa Denham went to Valerie Kegel and said, hey, this is the game plan. I need 1 strong inning for you. This is your chance to come out here, get your feet wet, and get comfortable. Denham has loved what she's seen from Valerie Kegel throughout this week. She's let the bullpen really be a space for her to work things out, be free. She said, I didn't want to be in there watching her, trying to give her advice, tell her what to do, and add all this pressure. It's already high enough. But Denham has said, coming into today, she didn't even have to ask her, hey, are you ready? Hey, are you warmed up? Valerie Kegel said, I am ready to go. When it's my time, I am ready to step in there. We're seeing that from her this inning as she makes her pro debut, and it's a part of the plan that Denham put together for this bullpen today.
Kegel lets Garcia go. It's 2 walks, but that's interesting. Said she needs 1 inning, so if that is the case, will it be Willis? Will we potentially see Denham again here for these last few innings? But still, work to be done here for Kegel. Needs 1 more out.
She's thrown some good pitches, but now she has to face her old teammate, Mackenzie Clark, who is going to know her the best out of anybody that is playing out here. So it's an interesting matchup with 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Mackenzie Clark has gotten a hit already in this game, and now she comes up with a runner in scoring position, and she has seen Kegel so many times, knows exactly how she throws. I'm sure they've faced each other hundreds of times at practice. And remember, Mackenzie Clark played center field at Clemson, so she's played behind Valerie Kegel, seeing her movement and her pitch location, and just seen thousands of pitches from Kegel.
Clark versus Kegel. Skaggs the runner at first. Claire Davidson on second. And Mackenzie Clark, who's already made her mark on this game defensively, but would love to do so with the bat again. Already has a single and a run scored. .1-0 ground ball. Kegel's the one that fields it and strands a pair. Advantage to the pitcher right there between the 2 Clemson Tigers, and it's still 2-1. Bottom of the 4th coming up. Team Denham trying to add to their 2-1 lead over Team Romero. Nice debut there for Valerie Kegel. 1 inning in relief, working with the veteran Sachel Palacios. How would you like to have the chance to win a softball autographed by all of the AU Pro softball athletes? Now you can. Go to auprosports.com/enter to register today.
I thought you were about to ask me how would I like to work with Sachel Palacios in there. And I was going to say I'd love it.
Okay.
I think it was great. But then I was reminded that you're reading a promo.
How big is that softball? There's 60 players here.
Yeah. It's a good point. Maybe it's one of those 14. Yeah, maybe it's a 14-inch softball. Or like I think they're even
the
bigger
one,
ones.
Yeah. If not, I mean, you got to be like
little
going over other people, or it's really, yeah.
Yeah, you definitely need the fine point Sharpie to be able to get everybody in. You can't be using the normal one.
Well, back to the softball. I don't know how that's ironed out. One count. Garcia in her 4th inning of work, facing Piancastelli for the 2nd time. Popped out her first trip to the plate and fouls it back, strike 2. There's the leaderboard. Taylor McQuillan up top, Kelsey Harshman behind her. 3 of the top 5 belong to Team Denham, including the captain, Alyssa Denham, who I would guess starts tomorrow's game. They'll play Team Alexander on the final day of week 1.
Yeah, we still haven't seen Sarah Willis pitch either, so if I am Alyssa Denham, I probably give myself the start tomorrow.
Maybe see Willis next inning. We'll see if that was how the strategy will go with Cagle. Just the 1 inning. Willis is in the bullpen right now for Team Denham. There she is out there, rookie out of UCF. Two from Garcia. Another foul ball straight back. Castelli works the count full. Next pitch is number 50 for Rachel Garcia. Pitch count stayed in check. Not that it would affect her much anyway, but it's kept it down pretty good as that's fouled back off of Piancastelli's leg.
And Piancastelli got a big compliment from Allie Skaggs when asked to Allie Skaggs who does she model her game after. She said that one of my favorites I've ever seen and modeled was Erica Piancastelli's swing. She loves the way that she swings the bat.
She does have a smooth swing. That's an example just out in front of that one. She's participated in the Home Run Derby in partnership with the MLB in London.
I don't know if this is right, but the exit speed that I'm looking at right now said that was 97 miles an hour off the bat.
What?
That seems a bit high, but that's what I'm looking at.
It did go a long way.
It did.
Another foul ball. Garcia just cannot get Piancastelli. He's tried both parts of the zone, up, down. Pitch number 11 coming for Rachel Garcia. Castelli, a hard-fought walk right there. 10 points for her on the leaderboard and gets things going here for Team Denham.
Such a good at bat. Seeing all those pitches, making Rachel Garcia work in this heat in the middle of the day.
Chance here for Erin Koffel now. Watches that pitch down and away. Hit by a pitch her first time to the plate. Hit just 176 in Wichita at AUX. This is into center, McClenny on it.
Designated player number 41.
It's hard to believe
Robert.
28 won't be out there next year in center field.
No, I don't even like to think about it. I know we still, this is the very beginning of the season, so we still have solid 5 weeks left. But what a big announcement that came on Thursday.
It's kind of awkward for Sierra Romero.
The catcher, number 13.
2 outs.
Palacios.
There's Haley McClenny. She's got some new cleats. I don't recall seeing those cleats before. Those bright colors.
Yeah, for the final season. Announced her retirement.
Flashy.
Mackenzie Clark to her right in left field. Claire Davidson to her left in right field. And that's pretty good hands to leave the game in if you are Haley McClenny, and a host of others that will continue to grow at the professional level. We've already seen huge moments from Clark and Davidson. Palacios at the plate, 0 for 1 with a fly out to left field. Oh my goodness, that was ripped at Garcia. Wow. Good glove placement, I would say.
Oh my goodness, this is so scary. Her glove is literally right there. The reaction, what, about 35 feet away to catch that line drive. 70+ miles an hour off the bat, right back up the middle, but Garcia got it.
Team Denham up on Team Romero. Some rollover inning points on the line here in Rosemont. Let's go into the game now with the U.S. Air Force and Kelsey Harshman.
I might need a little help on fly ball, Sky, but if I do, I'll say your name early. She bunts. Can we go 1 back? Because I'm going to be really middle. Okay? Okay. Come on. Oh! Come on! Yeah! I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Oh, so proud of you.
Kelsey Harshman mic'd up, loving it from Amanda Lorenz. Last night it was Harshman delivering the decisive blow, and we'll see, still some innings to play, but Amanda Lorenz's home run is what separates us.
She's a good one to have mic'd up because she communicates a lot. You can hear her on defense, you can hear her hyping up her teammates in the dugout when they're hitting.
New pitcher out there replacing Valerie Cagle after 1 inning of work. It's Sarah Willis from Ontario, California, played her college ball at UCF, 2 years there after 2 years at Washington. Willis played at just 2 schools, but 3 different conferences, Pac-12, AAC, and Big 12 when UCF made the move. I love this about her first warm-up pitch.
Yeah, and usually it's a strike. This one kind of bent out the outside corner there, but we need to figure out why she does that or how that started.
We started seeing it at AUX and thought, oh, is that just a one-off thing? But it's every time she pitches, her first warm-up pitch is overhand.
Yeah, we've got to get down to the bottom of it. This is important.
Top of the order here for Willis. There's that changeup, but misses outside to McClenny. 10 points for Haley on the walk.
Captain Denham did stick with her game plan of throwing Valerie Cagle for just 1 inning and then bringing in Sarah Willis. So all of her pitchers have thrown now in the past couple of games. Kind of like the idea too of, telling Valerie Cagle, who is new to the league, hey, all you have to do is focus on just this 1 inning. Does it feel overwhelming? Does it feel like you have to finish the game? It just feels like you can go out for your first appearance and not look too far ahead. Just focus on the task in front of you, just 1 inning at a time to kind of get your feet wet. I think that's Alyssa Denham, just taking care of Valerie Cagle and letting her ease into things and use the complete pitching staff that she's built, that she drafted, that she brought into this team.
Now we see how Denham operates at the end of this game. 3 innings to play. Willis out there for this one. Vidalis, nice backhand, and gets the lead runner Nice play by Tori over there at first.
Good range by Tori to turn her hips, go to that backhand, and then throw on the run. Just shooting a dart to Skylar Wallace for that force out at second. That throw was perfect.
Now Sydney Romero at first for Sierra Romero. Pitch is inside, strike one. RBI single the last time Sierra was at the plate. Willis snags this to second, and they get two. Really nice defensive play there. Two rookies combining Willis to Wallace.
She wasted no time. As soon as Sarah Willis got it, she quickly turned her feet to make that throw to second. And then what a turn by the rookie Skylar Wallace to finish off that double play. Garcia pitching, there has only been one ground ball out so far in this game, but when the ball has been put in the air, her defense has stepped up behind her. Mackenzie Clark with the web gem out in left field up against the fence, and then a couple of line drives that are hit to the infield. One towards Sydney Romero. She's going to catch anything that comes her way. And then how about this shot hit right back up the middle at Rachel Garcia, 70+ miles an hour off the bat. Her glove was there and it got the out. Good defense back behind Rachel Garcia. She will exit this game, but when she was in the game, a lot of fly ball outs.
So 2-1, 20 rollover inning points on the line here. 9-1-2 coming up for Team Denham. And Sydney Romero makes the move in the circle to Alicia Ocasio, who gets a ground ball on her first pitch, and there is out number one to retire Morgan Zirkle. How about the difference here between Ocasio and Garcia? How do they complement each other?
A very big difference. They complement each other really well. Both come from the right-hand side, but Rachel Garcia get to lean more on her velocity to throw 69, 70. Alicia Ocasio got to rely more on her off-speed down in the zone. So with Garcia being more up and Ocasio being more down, they should complement each other very well.
Ocasio, the 2021 champion. Garcia, the 2023 AUX champion. And Alicia's one you just keep waiting to make that run again. She was really good between AUX and this championship season. Went to Italy with the Puerto Rican national team, which she's been a member of since 2013. Threw well there at the World Cup, 2-2 with a 2.47 ERA. She talked about the year she won, the notebook she kept for scouting on all of the players and how much film she watched that year. She knows what it takes. Behind Lorenz, 3-1, couple of Gators here. Full count now.
Be careful on that inner half against Amanda Loren. She can punish that side of the plate toward the right side, just turn on it.
That's where the home run was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah. First pitch of the at-bat, and this is what I mean. She can just punish the inside pitch up a little bit on the inner half, gets her barrel there, and she said she was just trying to put it out of reach of any defender to try to get the softball gods on her side, and they're on her side with that swing. That is where we're at right now. That two-run home run is why Team Denham has the lead deep into this game.
240 feet on that home run. Swings through it. Nice pitch from Ocasio. Goes away to Lorenz for her first strikeout of the season.
Number 71.
It's a great pitch by Ocasio. Really mixed it up there, working with Taylor Edwards, who's great at pitch calling. It's like a little low rise ball in the outside corner, a bit off speed. It's the first strikeout that Team Denham has had in this game.
Taylor Edwards has called a couple good games behind the plate, too, here early in this season. Just 1 run allowed yesterday. They've given up 2 today, but that's a 1-2-3 inning. Really nicely done by Alicia Ocasio, starting her 2024 championship season off the right way. 1-run game, and we are rolling more inning points over. Oh, man, are we lucky or what, getting to sit here in the booth for Athletes Unlimited? Some great games to start the season. It just feels like the energy here is at another level this year.
Yeah, I felt it in the AUX season in Wichita, too, carrying over the momentum that was built there into this season. Plus the news of the AUSL that will launch, the traditional league that will happen next summer. Just a lot of good buzz going on.
Yeah, it feels like there is a ton of momentum right now for women's sports as a whole, and then Athletes Unlimited is taking advantage with the AUSL launching next year, 2025. City-based league. It'll be a little bit different, more of a traveling model next year before they decide on those cities. Each team will play 30 games, 60 total for the season. 15 players per team, and ESPN carrying a minimum of 18 of those games. Can't wait for that. I'm excited. I'm antsy to see the teams. I want to see who these players are going to be linking up with next year.
Yeah, and I think fans are excited for it as well. They've been following for the past 5 years and have gotten behind AU.
Ground ball from Edwards. Harshman has it. 1 out.
Third baseman, number 97, Delaney.
Is this a pitcher year? We're about to see a big pitcher year here in Rosemont as far as who's going to dominate?
Yeah, it could be. I feel like we've seen a lot of different themes, don't you think? Like going back to last year, the beginning of the AUX season was all hitters, and pitchers stepped it up this past AUX season in Wichita and settled in last championship season whenever we were here in Chicago. It's interesting. It kind of has its ebbs and flows, right? For hitters and then pitchers at times.
Had 2 hitter-only players win. Deja Mulipola a few years ago in the championship season, and then Bubba Nichols at AUX in Wichita. Had a couple, really 3, two-way players with Odyssey Alexander, Alicia Ocasio, and Rachel Garcia. And then a couple only pitchers with Kat Osterman and Danielle O'Toole.
I mean, that goes to show, too, just the mix and the balance of who's going to win this. It does feel like, though, if you're a hitter only, you got to be somebody that has some pop in your bat to win it, because those couple of players that you named, and Mulipola and Nichols hit a ton of home runs in that AUX season, and Mulipola did the same. So you got to be able to rack up some points with the long ball, but then also win the innings and win the games.
Be interesting to see how the defensive MVP vote for every game goes. Somebody like a Sis Bates or a Mackenzie Clark, or really any of these tremendous defensive players who could maybe rack up points that way. If you can get numerous defensive MVP nods, bonus 20 points. 2 outs.
Next up, the right fielder.
Experience AU Pro Softball in person here in Rosemont, Illinois. Tomorrow is Northwestern Day, featuring a Topps AU Softball card pack giveaway for the first 250 fans. Go to auprosoftball.com to buy your tickets today. Hopefully we get some cards in the booth. That's like one of my favorite days of the year. Northwestern Day, though, we've got some Northwestern players here. Jordan Rudd-Lee, Andrea Filler. It's a program that's been on the rise recently as well. 2 outs now. Willis looking to retire 5 straight and go 6 up, 6 down, really. She walked Haley McClenny, the first batter she faced last inning, but got the double play.
It's been a while since Team Romero has had a hit. In fact, it was Sierra Romero that got the last hit. And that was the only run that they put on the board. It was a first pitch single that scored Mackenzie Clark.
3-0 to Davidson. She's taken all the way, strike 1. So Willis trying to send this to the 7th with at least a 1-run lead. They'll still come to the plate one more time, but the captain, Alyssa Denham, may be calling her own number in the 7th to close this out. It would be a safe situation as it stands. Davidson aboard, though. Team Romero not done here in the 6th. 10 points for Claire Davidson. That's her 2nd walk of the day, so she's reached twice in each of her first 2 games as a pro. Quick meeting of the minds in the circle here for Team Denham, and now Kelsey Stewart-Hunter gets a chance to keep it rolling. Just 5 total hits in this game. The biggest, the 2-run shot from Amanda Lorenz. Good start for Willis there after letting a few get away from her to Davidson.
Yeah, and just even thinking about things, Chucky, Team Romero has 2 hits on the board, and they were actually both just in the same inning. That was back in that 3rd inning when they put things together to score that 1 run. And quiet, other than that.
Up and in, 2-1. The off-speed pitch, 46 miles per hour.
We haven't seen her throw that a lot, and that is her favorite pitch, that changeup.
Would you go back-to-back?
Yeah, I'd do it.
Okay. 2-2. I wanted it to.
You don't see it as much anymore, but I'm an advocate for back-to-back going with the same pitch, especially if the hitter just took it or didn't look like they wanted it the pitch before. I'd go right back to it.
3-2 to Stewart-Hunter, and that misses. Back-to-back walks now with 2 away.
She did go back to it, but just was on the full count and didn't get the chase.
Now a visit. Denham has been warming up. Doesn't look like they're going to make a change yet, but Willis might need this one. We've seen 4 3-ball counts in the 7 batters she's faced so far. Pinch hitter coming up. Instead of Rachel Garcia, it's going to be Caroline Jacobson, her first at-bat of the season. Finished her career at Clemson after 4 years at Duke. Very familiar with Claire Davidson, who's standing on second base. Played a number of seasons with her for the Blue Devils. First pitch to Jacobson. Ball 1. Alyssa Denham came into multiple relief outings, at least 2 in Wichita, with the bases loaded. There's a chance here if Willis can't get Jacobson that it could be another spot where Denham would have to come in with the bases loaded. Tying run on second. 30 inning win points on the line. Ground ball, chance to get out of it. Wallace steps on second. Nicely done by Sarah Willis, keeping her composure and stranding a pair. They're 3 outs away, but they get a chance for some insurance first. Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball is fueled by Gatorade. That was us in the booth when Mackenzie Clark made that catch. Our jaws on the ground. Pictures from night number 1. Kelsey Harshman, the hero. She will lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th. Chance for Team Denham to get some insurance. Also collect 30 more inning win points. We need to start researching, has there ever been back-to-back sweeps of the points? Because it's possible again for Team Denham.
Oh boy, now I need to know, I need to follow this until the end. I got to see this through.
Yep. We're gonna work on it. Eric Rue, our media guru for Athletes Unlimited, and our stat genius, Rob Geese, in the booth. That's their task over the next inning and a half, maybe just inning. Ocasio really good in relief. This is her second inning of work. Went 1, 2, 3. Couple ground balls to first base and a strikeout. That's a good spot for strike 1 to Harshman.
She looks determined, and I think that she has been entering every single season, but it's about putting together that determination with the consistency in her outings and performance that I think that she's looking for, because she has such great stuff when she's spinning it and changing speeds and just making the ball absolutely dance. It's what led her to her championship a few years back. Just putting together consistency with her outings every single time that she goes out there. And if you're her, you want to start out this season on a good note. Like the way that she did, came out in that 5th inning and looked great. Carry that over to the next inning and continue to provide that consistency for your team.
Got Harshman looking, did not love the call, but it's out number 1, second strikeout for Ocasio.
She'll always vary her speeds. This is a drop ball, her off-speed drop ball. It's her favorite pitch, and it's more up through the zone that she's able to get that strike call. 53 miles an hour. Harshman thought she walked, but Ocasio gets that K.
So week 5 last year for Alyssa Denham, 120, 120, and 100. Almost did it 3 straight games. Has a chance to go back-to-back to start the season. Hoping to draft her own team again on Monday when the new captains will be known at that point. Vidalis into left field. One of her best swings on this young championship season. A 1-out base hit for Team Denham.
Yeah, this is on an 0-2 pitch, too. A little too sweet for an 0-2 pitch. Tori Vidalis is saying thank you for making that 0-2 pitch be that much over the plate. More of a mistake by Ocasio, the first mistake that she's made in her outing.
Maybe a pinch runner, Megan Wiggins, as she did yesterday. She's been coaching first base for Team Denham. She will now run for Vidalis at first. More speed for Piancastelli to work with. Wiggins in year 14 as a pro. First base runner allowed by Ocasio. Now Piancastelli, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. In there for strike one. Any doubt we see Alyssa Denham in the bottom of this, or in the top of the 7th?
I think she's coming in the 7th.
Talk about a plan working to perfection, by the way.
Yeah, it's so true. You always hope that it's going to work out that way, but you never really know if it's going to. So for it to be exactly as scripted, as planned, gives you more confidence going in that last inning. I think we'll see her.
You talked about it with Cagle earlier, but I would think just the whole staff knowing the plan and then watching it unfold the way it has and be executed basically to perfection, that's got to feel really good. 2-1 hitting the left field. Clark right at her. Stuck with it, and there's 2 outs. Don't miss year 2 of the AU Pro Games at the Little League Softball World Series, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods in Greenville, North Carolina, August 7th at 5 and 7:30 Eastern on ESPN2. Trust us, you do not want to miss it. A lot of fun. We had some great video, too, leading up to that game that we were able to play throughout from the interactions from the pros and the Little Leaguers.
Well, and with Little League, there's just so much pride in your community. That's what I love about it. You can see these pro teams and college teams and travel ball teams, and the athletes are coming from all over the country. Sometimes even travel ball teams sometimes will have players fly in and you don't have a practice, but with Little League, you're representing your community. You're going to middle school with some of your teammates, maybe living down the same street in the same area. I love that about it.
Two outs for Ocasio. Erin Koffel looking for her first hit of the day. Was hit by a pitch and lined out to center field. Takes that for strike 2. Three-two. If this one gets away, it'd be former teammates facing off with Jordan Roberts waiting on deck.
A lot of communication going on between Taylor Edwards and Alicia Ocasio in this inning. Knowing, and I was just about to say too, just it seems like how important this out is and this inning is to finish this off for Alicia Ocasio, to keep Team Romero in the game, to keep her confidence high, put together back-to-back quality innings for herself.
This has got away from her. Koffel gets 10 points on the walk. Team Denham's inning still alive.
Designated player, number 41, Jordan Roberts.
And here it is, the former Gators. Their paths did cross in Gainesville for Tim Walton. Ocasio was a freshman on the second national title team in 2015. Jordan Roberts played from 2017 to 2020. That pitch misses for ball 1. Back to the same spot, maybe a little bit further outside for ball 2.
Trying to get that outside corner right at the knees, not getting the call, and now Jordan Roberts finds herself in a juicy hitters count here.
Fouls it straight back for strike 1. Roberts drove in 10 runs in Wichita at AUX. That's her most RBIs since the 2020 championship season. That was her best finish, 12th on the leaderboard that inaugural year. Inside corner, strike 2.
Love that. Go outside, 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 and then hard end and get right back into this count. Sitting in a 2-0 count. Now back-to-back strikes for Ocasio.
2-2 in the air. Shallow right center. Davidson coming on to make the grab and does. Ocasio strands a pair. Team Romero has a chance. Will it be the captain, Alyssa Denham, in the closer's role? We'll find out next. (2-1) and basically 90 win points on the line. 40 for the innings and 50 for the game as we go to the top of the 7th. Sarah Willis is staying in the circle, trying to close things out as she starts her 3rd inning of work. Has not given up a hit, but has walked 3. 2 of them came last inning. Let's go down to Savannah with more on Sarah Willis.
Listening to her teammates in the dugout after that inning, after she walked a couple batters, they told her, hey, I know that as a pitcher you might be frustrated with the walks, but Amanda Lorenz came up to her and says, as a batter, you can get in people's head when you use that to your advantage. You know, maybe you have a couple wild pitches. Next batter, you come back in there and you're pounding the zone. She goes, hey, I know you are trying to figure things out, but know that sometimes these type of things work to your advantage. I thought Taylor McQuillan in particular had some great advice for her, is that as a pro, you got to be comfortable throwing balls. It is okay to do that. You just got to throw a couple, then come right back in that zone in order to be effective. But she said, hey, be yourself. It's great. It's why we picked you.
And that is a great start for her in the 7th inning. 1 pitch, ground ball to Vidalis, 1 out to get Mackenzie Clark and turn this lineup over.
Hey, you gotta love that quick out if you're Sarah Willis. 7th inning, 1 out, 1 pitch.
.40 rollover points here. 3 straight innings of zeros, plus the game still on the line. Mackenzie Clark is coming back into the batter's box. There's an explanation being passed out to Team Denham right now by the home plate umpire, Don Brown. Alex Leap and Robbie Guest on the bases today. We have not heard word yet of exactly what this is, and now
I can think is...
On the previous play, the first baseman was not re-entered into the game. Therefore, we will replay that last pitch.
So Tori had not re-entered into the game after Wiggins' pinch ran for her. This could be huge.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Great job by Team Romero's dugout to pick up on that. Whoever is in charge of keeping score, and
I think it was Emily Carasoni, the facilitator, who walked up to the home plate umpire, Don Brown.
That's something so easy to sleep on because it never happens. So it's so easy just to forget about it, not pay attention, to see if the other team remembers to re-enter. Major props there.
(1-1) is the count now to Clark. I don't think I've seen that one before.
No.
Shallow center field, long run for Zirkle. She calls off Harshman, and it ends up being the same result. 1 up, 1 down.
But I'm just laughing because remember how at the beginning of the game I said you never know what you're going to get. There's always some rule or something that comes up that you've never seen before. Like that happens almost every game. Every game is like a box of chocolates, right? Never know what you're going to get.
Okay.
It's true. And now I want chocolate.
We're starting to see that pitch a little bit more now from Sarah Willis. So we've been told that only because Tori Vidalis was involved in the play was it enforced. Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So it even goes into like another layer of that rule.
So you basically just need a ground ball out to have the first baseman involved. I mean, you get a good chance if it's your first baseman that it's going to hurt you. McClenny down 0-2. Delaney 0 for 1, but she's gotten some points. 10 for a sacrifice bunt, 10 for a walk. Needs to find her way on here for the captain, Sydney Romero, on deck.
I know we're 2 hours into this game and Sachelle has been catching the entire time, but I'm just picking up how her helmet is colored and structured with the colors of the AU uniforms.
There's the changeup. Willis takes care of it. Quick flip to first, 2 outs.
Did you notice that about her helmet?
I did. Well, now I do.
I know. I was noticing that there were different colors, but now being able to see different sides of it with the yellow, purple, blue, and orange. This is an AU-centric helmet here.
Yeah, there's the other side.
That's cool.
I like it. Sarah Willis trying to put things away against the captain, Sydney Romero.
And we were wrong with our Denham guess, huh? I thought she'd be coming into this game, but confidence in Sarah Willis to close this thing up.
It's going to be a 3-inning save for Sarah Willis if she can close the door. For Denham, it's McQuillan gets the start, goes 3. Cagle gives them the bridge inning there in the 4th to get it to Sarah Willis, who is hoping to take it the final 3.
I think you'd call that a Cagle sandwich, right?
Okay.
She's right in the middle of things.
I finally gave you one at the end of AUX. I called it the Net Monster. You weren't there.
You did?
But yeah.
Oh, I missed the Net Monster from Wichita.
2-1 to Romero. Change up, she was sitting on it into left center field. Extra bases for Sydney here, and Team Romero not done yet. 20 for the captain. Could be worth a lot more if Big Sis can come through now.
Well, you said she had been throwing it more, and so Sydney Romero goes up and is looking to recognize it. I'm not going to say looking for it, maybe, but looking to recognizing it, having the idea in the back of her mind that that pitch could be coming whenever Sarah Willis needed a strike. Throws it through the zone. Sydney Romero able to sit back on it enough to get herself a double, and man, now with 2 outs, it's a chance to tie up this game.
Sierra Romero finished 13th in the championship season last year. Former #2 overall pick in the 2016 NPF draft. Family of athletes. Sierra right up there. She might be the best player in the history of the Big Ten Conference at Michigan. 4-time All-American, National Player of the Year in 2016 as a senior. Willis's first strike there to make it 2-1.
Nervous, and that pitch was middle right there too on a hitter's count. Sydney found herself in a hitter's count, hit a double, and now what will her Big Sis do?
2-1. 3-1 now for Sierra. At 82 career home runs, 305 RBIs for the Wolverines. Another hitter's count here, 3-1. Right field, maybe playable just beyond. Pian Castelli couldn't quite run it down. Full count, 2 outs. Tying run on second base. Can it be a Romero combo to keep this alive? Slow roller left side. Koffel on the move, and they got her. Back-to-back sweeps for Team Denham, up the points here in week 1. That's how you start the season.
Well, it'll give you a nice cushion of points to start out this season. It's opening weekend. You want to get out on the right foot, gather up some points early, and that's what Team Denham has done. Fourth time only in AU championship play that there have been a sweep back-to-back games.
And you would imagine we will see the captain tomorrow in the final game of Series 1 here in this championship season. There is the leaderboard. This is before the win points have been calculated completely. They just now went in, and Taylor McQuillan remains on top. Kelsey Harshman just 2 points behind her. We still need MVP voting, though. So when we come back in about 30 minutes here on ESPN Plus, we will have an updated leaderboard for you. See who has made their way even higher. Nicely done, though, by the captain, Alyssa Denham. Didn't step on the field, but collected 120 win points along with everybody on her team. Well, we're off to a great start in this championship season here in Rosemont. Still one more game to come. Team Svekis, Team Alexander. That's coming up the bottom of the hour here on ESPN Plus. For Savannah Collins, Amanda Scarborough, and our entire awesome crew, I'm Chucky Kemp. We'll see you soon.